Okay, Mr. Bachman, I'm ready. You can start your video. Mr. Patterson, you can start your video.
Good morning, Your Honor. Well, afternoon.
I say start your video, but I'm doing, Mr. Bachman, you too busy for me. Come on now. Yes, I want Mr. Bachman's undivided attention. All right. What did I do with the research report for Mr. Patterson? Oh, you're all right. It's not, you are so correct. I could have been there, Mr. Patterson's case. Why did I think this sentencing? Because it's mixed in with all the sentencing. Do y'all see Miss Ritter over there, like she tired in the court? Okay, thank you all. It's not a sentencing. I promise you, I thought it was. But this is case number 22455-9301, the people of the state of Michigan versus Amin Ra Patterson. The defendant is charged with 1 count of weapons. What is this charge? Purchasing without a license?
No, carrying concealed weapon under the influence.
Carrying concealed weapon under the influence. I wanted to show up on the docket correct. But today is the day set not for sentencing, but for a final pretrial conference. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
May it please the court, Your Honor, Harry Boffman, P55052. Happy Friday. Mr. Patterson, state your name for the record, full name.
Amin Ra Patterson.
All right, today is the day set for final pretrial conference. How are we proceeding?
Well, I'm pleased to announce the defendant is going to here and now waive his right to any further trials or hearings. He's going to plead guilty pursuant to a recommendation that he would plead guilty to CCW under the influence with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 to 1.03.
Is that still a misdemeanor?
It is, Judge, and it's carrying concealed weapon under influence with a BAC of 0.08, but no more than 0.10.
Okay, Mr. Patterson, is it your intention to accept the people's offer and enter a plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Patterson, I'm going to share my screen, and when I share my screen, on the screen, you're going to see an advice of rights form. Are you currently on probation or parole?
Yes.
Drawing your attention to number 8 on the advice of rights form. Do you understand that if I accept this plea from you today, that it may be a violation of your probation or parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
Yes.
With that understanding.
Your Honor, may I, and forgive me for interrupting, I just want to give life to what appears to be the defendant's reticent. He is currently on probation or parole for an event that this comes out of the same transaction or occurrence as the instant case, and I don't believe it would qualify for as a violation of that particular probation. Okay, Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
What y'all saying?
So to clarify, Judge, this is the incident where the city took the OWI.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, I do remember. Okay. All right. And with that understanding, do you still want to enter into this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Who's going to board, dear Mr. Patterson, with respect to the factual basis? You can put your hand down.
Could you repeat the question, the last question?
Judge, I can, if that's okay with the court, Mr. Bachman.
What happened to Mr. Bachman? Mr. Bachman disappeared. Okay. He's trying to log back in. What is it?
Okay, so Judge, I thought, well, I do have Miss Tanisha's building. And I know when I was last here in the court gave me today's date for the sentencing. But of course, now that I'm looking closely at the pre-sentence investigation report, it says the sentencing date is Monday, not today. I don't know if the court will consider doing it today, though Miss Building is not dressed properly.
Oh, well, no, I ain't gonna do it. She's not dressed properly, but plus I'm still in trial.
Okay,
But I don't remember giving you today, but if I did, I don't know how I didn't make the docket for today. If it's on the docket for Monday, I haven't even reviewed the pre-sentence report.
okay, because I know this is, it will have been, well, Monday will be Miss Building's third time coming, but, okay, Judge.
Okay, well, but if she came twice, somebody should have told her when she come the third time to dress correctly.
She never came before. She
Oh.
was always issues with the not making it to probation.
Oh, well then this is her first time on,
Yeah,
maybe on
it's
this,
my
okay,
third time, I guess I'll say.
right, oh, yeah, probably your third time. But she gotta dress correctly, I'm not gonna make any, I'm not gonna accommodate her if she's not dressed properly, because she can't come in. What's the issue with her dress? Oh,
Ripped jeans, tank top.
oh no, she can't come, tell her don't even show up for sentencing looking like that, though, come in your Sunday dress, Sunday clothes when you want the judge to sentence you.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I mean, I don't know, maybe her Sunday clothes is, I mean, just come in business casual, if you, when, you know, don't come like that, okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Bachman, you disappeared, what point did he disappear?
We were making a factual basis.
Okay, yes, all right, and were you okay with Miss Ritter? Putting the factual, I mean, voir dire, or did you want to voir dire your own client?
I would like Miss Ritter to voir dire the client, please, and thank you, Miss Ritter.
All right, Miss Ritter.
Thank you. Mr. Patterson, I want to take you back to August 2nd of 2022. Were you in the city of Detroit?
Yes,
And were you operating a vehicle on 20000 Evergreen?
yes,
And is that the county of Wayne?
yes,
And prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume any alcohol?
yes,
And when you operated that motor vehicle, were you still under the influence of the alcohol?
yes,
And did you have a pistol on your person or in the car while you were operating the motor vehicle?
yes. It was locked
Yes.
up.
No, did you have a pistol in the car?
Yes,
Judge, the people stipulate to the blood alcohol content of 0.18, with that the people are satisfied.
Your Honor, I stipulate to the blood alcohol level as well. I'm satisfied with the factual basis. Thank you.
All right, then the court will accept, the court will receive the stipulation and accept the plea to, the amended charge. I have a question. When he was sentenced on the other case, did they do a pre-sentence investigation?
Yes, that was already completed, Your Honor. I'm asking for immediate sentence here. The defendant is already on probation.
I can't do immediate sentencing because I haven't had an opportunity to read that pre-sentence report. But what, I can tell you what I want, I do want, I want that pre-sentence report from his other case. Does anybody have the case number?
I have this.
I do.
Yeah, it should be a Z ticket maybe. So, who was the judge? Okay, so can you just contact probation and, ask them to forward to us a copy of that pre-sentence report?
Yes.
I also, if you could get from Judge Garrett, Ruth Garrett's, clerk or somebody, the actual probation order, also. So I will, because he's on probation for the OWI portion, so I will definitely look at his conditions in that case, look at the pre-sentence report and sentence him accordingly. When did his probation start? Is it like a new probation?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant, I believe, he just started on probation in August. I'm checking.
Okay, so they'll definitely run together.
Mhm.
And then I'll look at her conditions and see if there's anything I need to add. to his probation. So they'll run concurrently. And, other than the mandatory cost and a fine probably on this particular charge, they might be almost identical. So let's set the sentencing. I don't need to set it far out because, we'll have those things. So maybe we can set it for November 15th.
I am available on that date. Thank you.
All right, let's do the sentencing on the 9th of November, and then all I need is the PSI from the other case and the probation order from the other case. And then we should be able to fashion a sentence that, is, fair. All right.
Sorry, what time is it?
Oh, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. All
I know,
right,
forgive me, would you allow me to appear in person on that date? I see that I'm going to be in the district court in person on another matter.
Oh, yeah, you can always appear in person.
Perfect.
Even though one day somebody locked out, Mr. Bozzi, he was in the hall, in the stairwell on court, and then I said, I thought he was across the street, then he said, no, they wouldn't let him in. That would never happen again. I don't know who that was, that one Officer Brown, he's shaking his head, no, like, that wasn't me, Judge.
I never even heard about it.
So you can always come in person, the court is open for business. Now, I might not be in person, I think I will be that day, but, you can come in person.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Then we're all set until November 9th at 9 o'clock. Have a great day, stay safe.
Have a great day to you and your staff, everyone. Have a good
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Court is calling 2023 CR 7684, State of Texas versus Shelby, Bandy. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Miss Bandy?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Miss Bandy, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a habitation force? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to $10,000 fine and up to 20 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes.
Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 684012. There's to be restitution, if any, to with a Z. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
Yes.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments. No objection.
You may be excused. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just asked him to follow up the bar.
All right, so why are you breaking into someone's home?
It was a misunderstanding, really. I was watching, I lived there and I was watching the house at the time, and the owner was in rehab, and I had locked myself out of the house. And so I went through a window. I didn't break anything, and I told the owner about it, and it's just.
Why was the owner's clothes spread out all over the place?
His clothes?
Yes.
I don't know.
Why were cabinets open throughout the house?
I don't know. I didn't do any of that.
So either you're a bad watcher of homes or either you did that. He's saying that he never gave you permission to be in his home.
He
And
did.
that you're
I
homeless.
lived there. I had mail going there, and I lived with him at the residence. And when I decided to move out, and he had got mad, I guess. I don't know, but it's a mess. Like, so I lived at that address.
Defense?
We have discussed the defense judge. She understands that by taking this case, she's giving up her right to a trial and her very, what we believe is a valid defense. But she understands that she's giving up her rights and has pled no contest and wishes the court to proceed with the case.
All right. So you do not wish to go to trial?
No, ma'am.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Do you have any children?
I have a son,
Age?
2.
And where is your son?
He's with family.
And where was he doing all of this?
Where was he at?
Yeah.
With my family.
All right. Is there a child protective services case?
No, ma'am.
Why do you not have your 2-year-old?
It's just, I didn't have a stable place to live. So,
How far did you go in school?
some college,
When's the last time you had employment?
about right before I got locked up, which I've been incarcerated for 4 months.
And what were you doing? for
I
employment?
was doing traffic control,
I'm sorry, what?
traffic control.
What do you mean traffic control?
Like, how, you know how they shut down the highways, with the cones and,
Ah,
yeah.
so you're the person who places the cones down? Drug use?
No, ma'am.
Here's the thing, I'm putting you on probation. I'm gonna write it down that you told me you have no drug use. If you end up testing positive, we're gonna have issues.
Okay.
So, any drug use?
No, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is gonna do. 4 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, counsel, she can always come back. $1,500 fine, that would be probated. Taking consideration County Court 9, cause number 684012. And that's 684012. Is that the same complainant?
No, it's Walmart, Judge.
All right, so why are you stealing from Walmart allegedly? Was there a confusion there?
No, I didn't have the money to get, like, to pay for it, so
But you have employment, so why wouldn't you have money to pay for
I
it?
didn't that day.
Didn't have employment that day?
No money. I didn't have money that day.
So taking consideration 684012, cats 1 and 2. Regular random UAs. They're going to do random UAs. If you're using, they're going to catch you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to want parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, then I will deem her community service hours satisfied. There's to be no unsupervised contact with any minors. There's to be no contact with you're going to get employment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits one time per month until further notice. And we'll do a TAP evaluation that can be done out of custody and follow all TAP recommendations.
Can the court make a notation regarding the payment of supervisory fees? If she were to apply for early termination, she doesn't have to have all the supervisory fees paid for the full 4 years?
Yeah, well, what I can tell you is whether there's supervisory fees still pending in this court, whether there are court fees still pending in this court, when somebody asks for early termination, they send it to me.
Okay.
And I review it on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Amen.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. From here on out, everything that you do in your life, any decision you make, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If it's maybe or a gray area, don't do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this courtroom, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel that probation is not addressing something, then you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.